On episode 407 of Nintendo Switchcraft, we've got a new controller from 8BitDo, and Shovel Knight is finally done, plus the Nintendo download. Those stories and more on this episode of Nintendo Switchcraft.
This is Leo from San Francisco, and you're listening to Nintendo Switchcraft.
We love Nintendo Switchcraft.
Welcome back, everybody. Switchcraft is brought to you live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and on Saturdays. You can tune in live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. This episode of Switchcraft is made possible by patrons like you. Get Switchcraft and my other content ad-free for as little as $1 by joining the Patreon over at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. If you want to leave a voicemail like we heard at the top of the show, you can easily do that as well by heading to runjumpstomp.com/voicemail from any device, and I may even play it on the show. We're doing a giveaway tomorrow, 9/28/2019. It is for an eShop gift card. We've done this every weekend every Saturday in September, so we're not going to stop there. Here's the next one. It's this Saturday on the 28th, and last week the winner was Richard, and this week the winner could be you. If you want to join the giveaway, it's super easy to do. Head on over to runjumpstomp.com/giveaway, and all of the information and ways that you can join are listed there. Without any further ado, let's start the show.
That wasn't so bad.
Let's start. I want to talk about Zelda real quick. Not a review or anything, because I think I'm a little less than halfway through. I have finished the third dungeon, and I didn't get to play it all yesterday, which made me a little sad. But I finished the third dungeon, and I am trying to find the fourth dungeon. I'm not going to say anything else about that, except that, yes, the frame rate is still bad, but it's still really fun, and I don't care. I'm having a blast with that game. It's amazing. But I did want to tell you, I don't want to say a funny story about Zelda, because it's not really funny. In fact, if it had happened to me, I would have been pretty upset. But Sunday night last week, I sent a message to a friend of mine at work, and I said, "How are you doing on Zelda? How far are you?" This is after I had finished the second dungeon, and he comes back. He sends back a picture of his physical copy of Zelda. It was delivered by Amazon on Friday, like it was supposed to be, and it was delivered on Friday. They left it on his doorstep, as that's what they do. Like, they leave stuff on my doorstep all the time. And a wild animal got a hold of it and chewed it up. Like, they chewed up the package. It chewed up the box. The cartridge literally had like a hole through it from one of this animal's teeth. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. And I feel like I'm completely flabbergasted, but he contacted Amazon, and Amazon is replacing it. This is not their fault. It is not their fault that this happened. Yet they still stepped up and said, you know what, we're just going to send you another one. So they ended up sending him another one. He's playing a little faster than I am. He is in at the exact same spot that I am. We're both trying to figure out where this fourth dungeon is. He played it before when he was a kid, but he doesn't really remember anything. But I thought that was interesting that happened to him. I was like, oh man. And I thought it was really cool of Amazon to replace it when it's not their fault. Nobody is at fault except for apparently this dog or whatever that chewed up his cartridge. In chat, Ivan Rodriguez says it must have dropped it because of the taste of the cartridge. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious how many people out there, if you are a new Switch owner, you might not know about this, but Nintendo put a bitterant on the cartridges because they didn't want little kids and animals to swallow the cartridges and die or choke. And so they sprayed the cartridges with a bitterant. And the thing that I'm curious about, like when the Switch first came out, everybody knew about that because like it was all over social media. People were tasting the cartridge to see how awful it was. And I'm curious if that is common knowledge with people who didn't pick up the Switch 2.5 years ago. Uh, and if it's not common knowledge, then you should go ahead and try it. I never tried it. I was too chicken. I decided against it. I was like, no, I'm not going to try it. But you should try it because you're not chicken like me, are you? Speaking of being chicken, not really. That's a horrible segue. But speaking of being chicken, we've got a very, very interesting looking device that has been announced by 8BitDo. 8BitDo is the company that made my favorite controller. This is the best Switch controllers. Better than a Pro controller, better than the Joy-Cons. This thing is fantastic. It is the 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus with the North American Super Nintendo coloring. And the only thing that would make this better is if it also had HD Rumble, which it does not. This is a fantastic controller. It's got a great battery life. I really like the sticks. The buttons feel good. I love that the buttons are concave on some of them and convex on the other. It's got a great D-pad, good layout, and it feels like a Super Nintendo controller on steroids. It's just a fantastic thing. And I just thought that this was neat. But then I saw today that 8BitDo has what they're calling the 8BitDo Lite. And what is the 8BitDo Lite? Well, I'm going to show you what the 8BitDo Lite is. It is this tiny little controller. Oh, honestly, it's not that small. It's about the size of a screen of a Switch Lite, at least from these pictures. But it's a really, really weird controller. It is a rectangle. It doesn't have any of the handles that we talk about when we talk about controller. The wing handles. It's really weird looking. But because I love this so much, I am interested in the 8BitDo Lite. Now, it also doesn't have sticks. So I'm not sure what problem this is trying to solve other than having a controller that is not on your Switch Lite, like having an external controller to play on your Switch Lite that is very portable because the sticks don't stick out. So you can easily slide it into a pocket or a backpack or something like that. I think it looks really cool and interesting, but it essentially has 3 D-pads on it. It's got a left D-pad in place of the in place of the joystick. It has another left D-pad that takes the place of, or that is like the Joy-Con D-pad, and then it has a D-pad on the right, which it takes the place of the right stick. So I'm very interested in what this is like, and it's only $24. Like, part of me wants to order it just so that I can talk about it on the show, but swallowing a $25 on a controller that I will probably never use doesn't make a lot of financial sense to me, but it looks really cool, and I'm intrigued. I am intrigued about the 8BitDo Lite Bluetooth gamepad for the Switch Lite Turquoise Edition dash Nintendo Switch by 8BitDo. Bowser13 in chat is saying there's no drift. You don't have to worry about drift in that case, and you're right. You don't have to worry about drift on this because there are no joysticks. Ivan Rodriguez in chat says, "Imagine playing a first-person shooter and using the right D-pad to look around. That wouldn't be great, would it? Like Splatoon, for example." I think that reminds me of like Turok, the dinosaur hunter on the N64. That's basically how we played. We had a joystick for movement, and then we used the C buttons, which were basically uh, the same as the joystick D-pad. The C buttons were basically the joystick D-pad buttons. We use that to look around, and kind of weird. Now maybe this has motion controls. Let's read what it says about the product. It says split D-pad for more accurate actions. Okay, we'll see about that. Wireless Bluetooth and USB-C, lag-free with responsive four-face buttons, customizable turbo functionality, and upgradable hardware. Um, it doesn't say anything about having a gyro in it, so I'm guessing that it does not have a gyro, but it looks really cool, and I kind of want one. I really kind of want one. It comes in two colors that have been announced so far. It comes in yellow and turquoise, just like the Switch Lite comes in yellow and turquoise. And I've heard that there are two more colors that are coming later. Obviously, I'm going to say obviously, but I'm guessing here. Obviously a gray one to match the Switch Lite gray, and I'm guessing one that is a little more like the Pokemon version of the Switch Lite. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm very curious if anybody is interested in this monstrosity, because I really, really want to talk about it. And $24 isn't that much, but I don't know. It might be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? It might be a little irresponsible of me to buy something like this when I know that I will never use it. But it looks cool. So I'm curious if there's anybody out there who is going to be buying this thing. Again, it's $24. By the way, if you want to support the show, if you want to help me, and you want to buy one of these, you can get it through my Amazon link. It's in the show notes in episode 407 over at runjumpstomp.com. If you use the link to buy that, it supports the show directly. This is how I can afford to buy those gift cards to give away for the eShop stuff, because people use my Amazon gift cards, or I'm sorry, they use my Amazon affiliate link, and then Amazon gives me money, and then I use that money to spend on gift cards to give away for you guys. So it's really a win-win for everybody if you use that link. And if you use my link, you can buy anything through Amazon with that link, and it will directly support the show. I don't know. I think this is crazy, and I'm interested. I like the idea of having a controller that is so very flat that it would slide into a pocket and be very, very portable. TF Wagner says you could always have another Tetris controller. I don't need another Tetris controller. This, my 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus, this is my Tetris controller. I love this thing. It is really fantastic. So I have no need for another Tetris controller, especially because nobody in my house other than me likes to play Tetris. My wife likes Dr. Mario, and she likes Puyo Puyo Tetris. She likes that, but we like, nobody else likes Tetris except for me. And my wife loves Dr. Mario. Excuse me, she loves Dr. Mario, and she's very, very good at it. She destroys me all of the time. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some records that are being broken, maybe some speed records, and maybe the Nintendo download after that. Stick around.
Nintendo, please hold. One moment. Thank you. May I help you?
And in Seattle, at the company's U.S. headquarters, they listen to the customers.
All right, we are back, and I want to talk about Mario Kart Tour. I'm going to reiterate that I am not a fan of this game. I'm not a fan of its monetization model, and I feel like gamers are voting with their dollar against their own best interests. But if that's what they want to do, that's fine. But it's 10.1 million installs on day one. Or well, actually, I think that was 3 days, but it's in, yeah, the first, yeah, no, I was right. 10.1 million installs on the very first day. That is faster than Pokemon Go. That is faster than Clash Royale. That is faster than Fortnite. Although I don't know about like Fortnite kind of rolled out kind of slowly, so I'm not sure if that is a very good comparison. If we just look at Nintendo's launch day installs, it is higher than everything else. And honestly, if I stack all of these graphs on top of each other, the Super Mario Run, Fire Emblem Heroes, Animal Crossing, Dr. Mario, and Dragalia Lost, if I stack all of those on top of each other, I don't know that it would be higher than the bar, the graph bar for Mario Kart Tour. It is really, really crazy. Bowser 13 says, does that number count the beta testers that didn't make effort to download day one? I don't think it counts those people. I think this is just people who actually downloaded the app on day one. So listen, Mario Kart Tour obviously is going to be wildly successful. I think that their monetization model is gross, to put it mildly. They've got, like I've talked about this before, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I don't like their monetization model even a little. I think it's offensive to me. That being said, they're going to make so much money on this, and that means that we're going to see more games from Nintendo monetized like this. But I will say this. I saw a tweet the other day, and I wish that I had grabbed it and bookmarked it, because the way they said it was perfect. I'm going to paraphrase here, as I do. And it was along the lines of, I want to be an optimist. So instead of being angry that Nintendo is making games like Mario Kart Tour, I'm going to be happy that they are not bringing that monetization model to the main console. I mean, yet. We don't know. Although, we have Super Kirby Clash. That's kind of that monetization model. But I guess I just have to try and be happy that they're not doing this on the Nintendo Switch yet. So only time will tell. That we'll see how it goes. But my God, it is selling, or not selling. It is being downloaded really, really fast. And if you ever are wondering where is the real gaming market, I'm sorry to say we are in the minority. We are not the real gaming market anymore. The real gaming market takes place on this thin little glass box that people carry around in their pocket. All right, this thin little glass and metal box that people carry around in their pocket is where the real gaming happens now. And the people who are like me, that prefer to play on a console with a controller, we are very much the minority when it comes to video games. And I'm okay being the minority. I just hope that we don't get that bleed over, if that makes any sense. Let's talk real quick about some games that are not coming to cell phones. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Download. Each week, Nintendo posts the Nintendo Download, and most of the time, I mention what's coming out on the Nintendo Switch. I try and do that on Fridays. So you can find this over at my website, runjumpstomp.com. This comes directly from Nintendo's press site. We start out, we got Dragon Quest XI-S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition is now out. It came out today. I have not bought it yet. I'm waiting until I finish Zelda, and then I probably will end up buying it. Also coming out today is Ori and the Blind Forest. That is a fantastic Metroidvania game that you absolutely should try. And by the way, Dragon Quest XI-S is a fantastic JRPG that you absolutely should try. So the 27th is a really good day for us. Excuse me. Let's see what else we have on September 27th. EA Sports FIFA 20 Nintendo Switch Legacy Edition also launches today. So, maybe not everything is good today. I'm not a huge fan of FIFA. I know that there's a lot of people that are, and most of them don't want to play it on the Switch because it doesn't have all of the stuff that people like. And then there's another game called Freedom Finger, which I don't know anything about. It says here, Freedom Finger game sends you blasting, punching, and smashing your way across 37 levels in crazy cartoon action. Comes out today alongside those other things. Oh, I remember this one now. This is the one that was shown off in a direct. Good God, my internet is really bad right now by the way this looks, but you are basically playing as a hand, and they're holding out their middle finger, or they've got a bunch of big voice actors in it, and it looks really, really funny, and it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up where you are basically a hand shooting at stuff, and it's got some I don't know, it looks cool. I'm interested in it. How much is this game? I forget. Let's check. It's $20. $20 is probably too much for me to take a chance on it because I have a great shoot 'em up already. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of it. Bricks something. Brick Shooter. I can't remember exactly the name of it. BRIX Shooter. Really, really good Grand Brick Shooter. Thank you, Two Dorks TV. That is a great shoot 'em up. I can't say that I would recommend it over Freedom Finger, but I'm probably not likely to pick up Freedom Finger because I already have such a good side-scrolling shoot 'em up game. So, that's just me, though. There's other games that are coming out today as well. There's a game called 80 Days, which I actually played a little bit of and did a first look, and I'm checking right now to see if that has posted to my YouTube channel yet. If it has, then I can talk about it very shortly because we're already at 21 minutes. I don't know what's wrong with me. I always talk way too long. So let me see. Is my 80 days post up? It's no, I can't talk about it until October 1st for some reason. Maybe I'm going to have to look at that and see. I've talked about it a little bit before. I haven't described I haven't told you my thoughts about it, but I've described what it is. It's a weird show or weird game. It's like a choose your own adventure game. Other games coming out today: Car Mechanic Simulator, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, as well as I think that's it. And then on October 1st, we got Lanternarium, Sniper Elite 3, and Super Crate Box, which is definitely something that you want to check out. That's a really good game. All right, let's wrap up the show. I've got two last things to talk about. Yacht Club Games has tweeted out many late nights later, on the absolute last day we're allowed in this office. We're just moving, don't worry. Development on Shovel Knight, the King of Cards, and Shovel Knight Showdown is now complete. And I'm excited because I love Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's a great game, and you should absolutely check it out if you haven't already. But Shovel Knight, the King of Cards is done. They've got it finished, and that means we'll be playing it sometime soon. And lastly, before we go, there is a 24-hour Pokemon live stream coming. I don't know anything about it. Other than we've got this 24-hour live stream starting at 6 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, October 4th. Basically, they are doing live footage for 24 hours from a camera set up in Glimwood Tangle, a strange forest located deep within the Galar region. So I think we will just be able to see the Pokemon as they're wandering around in the Glimwood Tangle, which is kind of cool. If you want to check out that live stream, again, go to my website, runjumpstomp.com, and hit up the show notes for episode 407. Tomorrow, we're going to have a bunch of feedback, but for now, let's wrap up the show. If you want to become a part of the community, join us over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. Watch the show live at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on my email at runjumpstomp@gmail.com or get a hold of me through Twitter at runjumpstomp. This show is part of the Giant Sized Team Up Network. For more information, check out gstu.net. And if you want to support the show, go to runjumpstomp.com/thank you. The music that you're hearing right now is Corneria Star Fox remix by Noteblock. I'll see you guys next time. And actually, there was a big announcement I was going to make today, but I forgot to. So I will talk about it next time. Bye-bye.